Was it a family conspiracy to get rid of Crystal Rogers, or police desperate to solve a case for a grieving family? These are two very different scenarios being laid out during opening statements in the trial of Brooks Houck and Joseph Lawson. WDRB's Lindsay Allen just stepped out of the courtroom with a recap of what jurors heard this morning. Lindsay?
Yeah, and Valerie, the prosecution this morning laying out their story, their version of events of how they claim Crystal Rogers was murdered on the Houck family farm. For every point, though, that the prosecution made, the defense had a counterpoint. So prosecution went first here. They argued that this was a Houck family conspiracy and that Brooks Houck's mother, Rosemary, asked a worker at Brooks' job site if he could find someone to get rid of Crystal. They claimed that Rosemary and Crystal did not have a good relationship and that she believed that Crystal was beneath the level of someone that Brooks should be dating. The prosecution says Crystal was told by Brooks that they would go out for a romantic night without kids on the night of July 3rd. They say they went to the Houck family farm where Rosemary lived, and that's where she was killed. The prosecution says forensic evidence will show that Crystal Rogers' cell phone was turned off at 9:27 p.m. that night, and say that contradicts with what Brooks told police in an interview, that she was playing games on her phone when they went to bed after midnight. The prosecution says Brooks tinted his truck windows just days before Crystal was killed, and that he got a 13-second phone call from Steve Lawson on his way home, again the night of July 3rd. Now the defense for Brooks Houck painting a very different scenario, saying police were under intense pressure to solve the Crystal Rogers case, and they claim investigators replaced facts and truth with misconduct, suspicion, and bullied witnesses. They called it a dangerous case to the justice system, and that led to Houck and Joseph Lawson being charged with crimes they did not commit. The defense pointing to saying there's no physical evidence of Crystal's murder and no murder weapon. Now, they also pointed to a couple of these points, like the tinted windows on Houck's truck, saying that was because their son Eli had an eye condition. They also pointed to that interrogation of Brooks Houck, where he told investigators about her being on the cell phone after midnight playing a game. Well, the defense says what he actually said in that interrogation was, "That's what she usually does," but didn't say for fact that's what she was doing that evening. Now, next we expect Joseph Lawson, his opening statements. We will follow that for you next. Continue to keep updated throughout the day on our coverage of this trial. For now, I'm Lindsay Allen, live in Bowling Green for WDRB News.